expecting mothers or women who've recently given birth, we have a free event that you're going to want to know about.
Yeah, it's an incredible event. It's called Walmart Baby Days, and it is all about giving Houstonians access to free resources and expert guidance. And it's happening on One Houston area Walmart over the weekend. And we have some special guests in studio today to walk us through what we can expect. We have Jason Neerman, the Vice President of Business Development with CareSource Bayou Health, and pediatrician Dr. Lynn Lee. Thank you both so much for joining us today. So fill us in. What can we expect with Walmart Baby Days?
Well, first, thank you so much for having us this morning. We really do appreciate the opportunity to be here. The Walmart Baby Days is a collaboration between CareSource and Walmart to address health disparities between underserved and under-resourced areas. Through CareSource Bayou Health, a joint venture with CareSource, a national not-for-profit Medicaid managed care organization, and Legacy Community Health, the largest federally qualified health center based here in Houston, serving almost 200,000 community members. We'll be offering this free event on Saturday and Sunday at the Walmart on Sliber, there at I-10 and Silver.
Yeah, and Dr. Lee, I mean, you must deal with some of these disparities all the time in your work as a pediatrician.
Absolutely, yes. We see it all the time, which is why it's such a great resource and such a great event. We're expecting a lot of families to come out this weekend.
Good.
And as a first-time parent, I mean, you don't know what you don't know, and you need help. And can you kind of walk us through some of the things that are available, some of the things that you're going to be talking about? What can they expect there?
Absolutely. So I know the Albert Schweitzer Fellowship is going to have a booth on poison prevention and alternatives to screen time and safe sleep, which we'll talk a little bit more about today. And then I think there's lots of other booths there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. We like to include our community-based organization partners to also participate. It's all about being a fabric of the community. So as Dr. Lee had mentioned, the Albert Schweitzer Fellowship will be there, March of Dimes Greater Houston, Shades of Blue Project, numerous other community-based organizations that really support around maternal and child health here in the Harris County area.
And you're welcoming families from everywhere.
Yes, sir, absolutely. We encourage everyone to be there from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Wonderful. Well, we know a big component of this is talking about safe sleep with newborns. I know as a first-time mom, that seems a little daunting. You want to make sure that you're doing it right. Show us what are some good tips for parents.
Absolutely. So I think safe sleep is so important. It's actually, I think a lot of families don't know that it's unsafe sleep is the leading cause of death in infants 1 month old to 12 months old. So it's very, very important.
All the way up to a year.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in our infants, that's really what we're most concerned about. We know from the CDC that over 3,500 babies die every year from unsafe sleep conditions. So again, it's a leading cause of death. And we know in Houston and Harris County, our infant mortality rates are actually a little bit higher than the national rates. And so it's really important for Houstonians to, I think, understand about safe sleep. So really the basics of safe sleep are the ABC. So I think the most important thing to remember is the baby should always be alone on their back in the crib. That's really the most number one important thing. And we have a little demonstration here. So this is an example of a crib that is not safe.
Kind of what not to do.
Not to do. Yes. So
there's lots of stuff in here.
Lots of stuff in here. You can't even see the baby with all the stuff in here. So any like pillows, like these are so cute, but we wouldn't have these.
Right.
And like. Oh, let's see. More pillows, no pillows.
Right.
Putting stuff on the floor.
Oh, no. Stuffed animals, again, super cute, but these are all suffocation risks. You want your baby totally alone in the crib.
Can you tell us a little how this happens? I mean, is it the fact that they're just surrounded and do they roll over and how does it happen?
Yes. So unfortunately with SIDS, we don't know exactly why it doesn't happen. We do know some things. We're still learning more and more every day, but we know that babies are not miniature adults, right? They are totally different beings, and their heads are just a little bit bigger than their bodies, right? And they don't have great neck control. And so when they get themselves into a situation that's unsafe, it's harder for them to push themselves and get themselves out of it.
They haven't built up the instincts and the muscles and everything that you expect from kid.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
Exactly. So for that first year, you don't want anything that could even propose a risk. So again, all this stuff, blankets, I would say take those out. All these really cute toys I would take out, all of these books, everything. So all you want in the crib, and bumpers. A lot of families will have bumpers around the crib, unnecessary.
This seems so
yeah.
cold and clinical, but it's the way that we need to protect our babies.
Yes, it's the
Isn't
safest
that wild?
thing. Yes.
Yeah, you think you want to put a blanket on, but no, don't do it.
blanket. You can always swaddle the baby to keep
Right.
them warm. You don't need anything else. And then just a fitted sheet. That's really it. And all of this really cute stuff, you can put it elsewhere in the nursery, just not in the crib.
You know, and we've seen this issue, Doctor, with items that have been made for babies that
Right.
turned out to be dangerous. And I know that through recalls, they've been able to get these sleepers off the market, but still this message is so important because it's on the resale market. I mean, you can go to a thrift shop or an eBay and find one somewhere. And this is such an important message for parents. Is this is something else you'll be discussing this weekend?
Yes, sir, absolutely. We'll have these community organizations. We'll have providers that will be there from Legacy Community Health, as well as one of our other provider sponsors, which is Spring Branch Community Health Center. There'll be some providers there. The fellows from the Albert Schweitzer Fellowship will be there as well, leading panel discussions on safe food, food access, healthy eating, breastfeeding for new moms, and any questions that a expecting mother may or may not have or they might not know about, as well as anything to address the success of maternal and infant health here in the area.
It's so important because as first-time moms, a lot of these things, maybe there are current worries that they have. Maybe it's some things that they've never thought about, perhaps that, you have experts there who can kind of guide them through this journey.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And the information is changing, right? So for Safe Sleep, we're doing things differently now than maybe our moms or our grandmas did things, but this is the latest research and this is what we know keeps babies safe.
Yeah, just because we luckily made it or however that worked doesn't mean we need to keep doing it.
Right.
The knowledge is power in that sense. Here's the graphic up for you guys, September 30th and October 1st. So it's this coming weekend, 11 to 3 at the Walmart on Silver Road. And thanks to Mr. Neerman and Dr. Lee. Appreciate your time.
Thank you all
there.
very
Thank you so
much.
much for having us.
Thank you both.
All right, we're